To the question, is bi erasure real? That's a resounding yes. I am Janelle. I am Black. I live in LA. I'm a filmmaker and I am bisexual.
My name is Rafi. I grew up in rural South Carolina and I moved to Harlem about 12 years ago and I identify as bisexual.
My name is David J. Cork. I am originally from Indianapolis, Indiana, but now I live in New York City and I identify as a Black bisexual male.
When I was younger, I think the only example of being bisexual came from books and television, and they weren't great examples because, you know, I grew up in the 90s. I watched a lot of daytime television, so I watched a lot of Oprah and a lot of conversation about men being on the DL.
Usually they had a wife at home and then had like a boyfriend or like a guy on the side. That was my only real connection to bisexuality, which made me in a way feel ashamed of who I was, because the only connection that I had to what my sexuality and lifestyle could look like was something that was considered negative.
Bi women were seen as people who were trying to get either attention from men or just like in a phase or something, and it was not, there were very few versions of somebody comfortably living in their bisexuality and seeming to enjoy their life and not being punished for it.
Seeing more positive representations of bisexual people will lead to changes in the real world, and I don't think that it's like a strange hypothesis because we've already seen it with gays and lesbians.
Representation is very important because it helps people identify themselves. It helps people to like really feel comfortable with being their full selves, knowing that somebody else is out there doing the same thing.
I want to see normalizations of people being outwardly proud of being bi, telling somebody else they're bi, and their reaction being like, oh, word. Anyways, so like this is what's going on over here. You know what I mean? Like it should not be, I don't want to see 37 more representations of somebody having to like sit somebody down and tell them they're bi and then somebody storms out. Like that's no longer what we want to see.
I feel that the media definitely is the gateway for how we see stuff. Like how we see gender, how we see race, how we see sexuality. The media definitely has like a strong hold on that, especially like TV shows, movies, things like that. And I think if we are exposed more to it, like more different styles of like gender and sexuality, the more we'll understand it.
This is what bisexual Black men look like. It's not just this hyper-masculine, closeted DL figure that we grew up with in the 90s. They can be a little bit femme. They can have long hair, they can wear dresses.
I want to normalize seeing bi people, bi couples, bi individuals, not only existing but thriving.
The opportunities for bisexuals to be seen as like their fullest selves is coming around the corner. And I'm dying, I'm so excited. We get to finally just be us and not like have to put up an extra mask or something like that. I'm really looking forward to it.